Love is overused and undervalued. At the same time, we love everything from various food to cars, from movies to music, from Amazon or online retailers to local retailers, from our family and friends to even God himself. We may not consciously distinguish one use of love from another, in part because our speech is becoming more and more informal. But it's important to be intentional about these differences, as we know Scripture tells us that love is the highest attribute that one can attain. My name is Pastor Jim Wallace. I'm on staff at Crossroads International Church right here in South Attleboro, Massachusetts, and we're continuing our weekly series based on the writings of C.S.Lewis. This week we'll look at the 4 types of love found in the Bible, and this is all based on the 4 Loves, published in 1960, and this was based by a radio series that C.S.Lewis did with the BBC, and that was done a couple of years before the books were released, so it would be in the late 50s. And this week I want to look at affection, the first love. And Paul shared this to his friends: if I speak in the tongues of men or angels but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Affection covers an array of loves, like animals, the care of a mother to a babe, and a picture of affection. Ultimately, affection is based upon a feeling or emotion, and it often is more like relying on something based in the familiar, or maybe in the expected. And the Bible addresses both negative and positive affections, such as revolting affections in Romans, or unwarranted affection in Colossians 3, or affections on things above in Colossians 3:2. And also, it provides this distinction between natural and spiritual or gracious affections way back in Ezekiel. So affection, C.S. Lewis shared the thought, and he describes it as a humble thing, a very, understated thing. And he said this: affection almost slinks in or seeps through our lives, he says. It lives with humble, undressed, private things, soft slippers, old clothes, old jokes, the thump of a sleepy dog's tail on the kitchen floor, the sound of a sewing machine. Affection can sit alongside other loves. It often does. He said this: for example, when a man falls in love with a woman, it's often because of a certain thing of affection, a particular location, experience, a personality, interest that begins to wrap around the couple, so to make love an expected and familiar part of their shared lives. It's familiarity of the people with whom you have been thrown together in a family, the college, the mess, the ship, or the religious house, says Lewis. The affection for people always around us in normal day-to-day life is the majority of love we experience, and even when we don't know how to even label that. And please, this week, I'm asking you to find time and find the opportunity to practice affection for the things above. Paul wrote this: set your heart on things above, where Christ is seated on the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. We're reminded in that same chapter of Colossians to rid ourselves of such things as these: anger, rage, malice, slander, and filthy language from our lips. Do not lie to each other, since you have taken off your old self with its practices and have put on the new self, which is renewed in the knowledge and the image of our Creator. If we stretch ourselves in this way, we'll have healthier affections for those about us, and be able to relate to our family and relate to our friends, and maybe even our neighbors, in a newfound purpose in that renewed image of Creator, without using anger and rage or malice or lying. We'll be able to do better. Thanks for listening, and next week we're going to pick up this, and we're going to talk about friendship. based on C.S. Lewis and the Four Loves. I hope you join me, won't you? Thanks again. Take care.